Jermaine, you personally know Liam?
Yeah, known Liam since school. Very talented football back then. Obviously, growing up, he was playing for them. He was youth ranks then. So yeah, known him a long time. So yeah, appreciate him coming down today, man. So I appreciate him coming on, bro.
Yeah, no problem, man. Just supporting the movement and that. So I've been watching you guys on the YouTube.
Yeah,
Really liking what I'm seeing. So it's, anytime we can help anything, we can come down and do stuff. You know what I mean? But it's good. I like what you guys are doing here.
Thank you.
So obviously, Liam, for people who are listening tonight, and obviously people who don't know who you are, just tell them a bit about yourself.
Well, name's Liam Davies. You know, been playing football professionally for about 13 years now. So, you know, I kind of grew up around it. Well, my aunt used to live around this way, funny enough, this estate, and grew up around Southfield, and then moved to kind of Wandsworth area. Yeah, I started at Fulham as a kid, and then moved to Coventry, and then just, you know, been at a few league teams in between that as well, and now I'm at Torquay in the conference, but it's actually quite still decent level. It's a lot better than it used to be. So, you know, they say it's a short career, but it's long and short at the same time, kind of thing. So I'm at the back end of it now, but I'm still quite fit and strong and stuff. So that's good.
So obviously, you like just mentioned you played for a few clubs in it. You want to mention some of the clubs? I know what clubs they were.
Yeah. Well, I started at kind of Fulham, you know, as a kid. Then from 16 to 21, I went to Coventry, and then played for Northampton and Oxford. Played for Yeovil when they got up to the Championship, and then went to Sweden for a little bit. My cousin was playing out there at the time, Kieran Cadogan. So I went out to Sweden for a bit. You know, it was a different experience culturally. You know, learning a new language, although they speak quite good English actually, but I was trying to learn the language nevertheless. And then came back, played for Cheltenham for a short period before I moved to Torquay.
So obviously staying on your time in Sweden, obviously using Gothenburg and I remember obviously chatting in that you there. Like, yeah.
That's all I know.
But no. But obviously, like, how different was it playing out there to playing in England? Obviously, I've got friends who play football in Sweden, and they talk about the pitches over there. So how different was the quality of the pitches over there?
To be fair, the team I was at was like just the league below the top level. So, and we actually used the stadium the top level team used. So, the level was quite good. I went there just thinking, these Swedish guys, they're just on a jolly up, like, do you know what I mean? But it was very technical. The technical standard was quite high, and the competitiveness was quite good. But the mentality towards football was almost like a bit of a job. You know, in England, it's like it's their livelihood. Some of the guys out there were just literally getting on the tram to go training and stuff. They didn't really drive. Some of them would be working other jobs. But on the Saturday, we were playing in front of like 6,000-7,000 people. So obviously, me and my cousin were from England. To us, it was a proper job. We was proper on it. And some of the Swedish guys, they're a bit more relaxed. So you know, but the standard was still pretty high. Some of the pitches were AstroTurf. You're getting that now a bit more in some of the levels. But yeah, but it was a bit more of a slower tempo kind of football. You know, a bit more disciplined, a bit more relaxed. You know, in England, it's you know, a lot of hustle and bustle, but it was a lot more relaxed in Sweden.
Brilliant. Obviously, I'm going to interrupt you just a minute. Obviously, there's been another goal. Brighton, Amex Stadium. Yeah, Brighton Wolves. So Wolves has equalised. It's now 2-2. Is it Connor Cody? What's his name?
Cody Jota, I think.
Jota?
Yeah.
Jota. So yeah, Jota's equalised for Wolves.
That's his second goal of the
very
game.
good. Very well taken goal. The swivel on the half turn and left foot bottom corner. Very good finish.
And it's still the first half.
Yeah, so, but yeah, anyway, back to Liam. So, obviously, I know you play for a lot of these clubs like Northampton, Coventry, obviously now you play for Torquay. Who's the best manager you played under?
I've played under quite a few, to be fair. I've had some managers that's had big kind of careers in football, like Mickey Adams. He was obviously at Leicester in the Premier League and stuff. Had Ian Dowie. Obviously Gary Johnson, who I've got now. He's a very good manager as well. But Chris Wilder probably was the one for me at Oxford. I mean, you see what's gone on to now. But he was probably the one for me that was he was so meticulous in everything he done, prepared you well for games. You know who you're playing against. If that guy was a sub or wasn't playing, you know the guy filling in for him. So you'd go into games kind of well prepared. You know, the training everything was geared towards the Saturday. So for me, I think he was probably one of the better managers I've had. But a lot of the managers I have had have been top quality managers. You know,
we need some good managers there.
Yeah.
Wilder's doing bits. So.
Did you ever think, being trained under him, that he would get to this level of the Prem? Honestly,
I didn't think that he'd get to the level, but he's one of the managers. He started at Halifax, so he started in the conference. So over the time, he's the type of guy, he just adapts. So whatever level he's at, he adapts, he gets better, and then he conquers at that level. So you saw him at Northampton, got promoted, then, you know, Oxford, he done really well, got them promoted into the league. And, you know, he's gone to Sheffield United, got them promoted, and they're doing really well in the Prem. So there's going to be people sniffing around him soon, I'm sure, but this is his hometown club, so I don't know if he's going to leave anytime soon. So.
I have a question as well, because it sounds like you played at different leagues as well.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know, in terms of playing football-wise, what is the difference between the different levels or leagues, or should I say?
I mean, so I've played in the Champ and I've played League 1, League 2, like you said, but I personally found it easier in the Championship because you've got 10 other players who are on the same wavelength, who have got a better understanding of the game. So you might see a pass, he sees the pass, he makes the run.
Yeah.
The lower down you go, you might see the pass,
But
the other player doesn't see the pass, so you have to have an extra touch on the ball.
Yeah.
And the football's a lot more controlled the higher up you go. Obviously where the players are better. The lower down you go, you know, it's a bit more less composed, it's a bit more hustle and bustle, although the conference is getting better over the years, but it's just a little bit more frantic the lower down you go. So sometimes you
see.
But you obviously see when you watch, you know, the FA Cup or Carling Cup, the lower down team beating the team higher up, because they're not used to players running in their face and closing them down so rapidly, you know. So you know, there's a fine line between all the different levels. There's probably players that can play higher, players that are playing at their level, and players that, you know.
Yeah, I find that as well. Like, we were watching some games, and me and Jermaine the other day at Bournemouth and Crystal Palace, and we saw one player, and this player just weren't doing anything. Literally, no touch, no movement, no overlap, nothing. I was like, is this guy even playing football? Like, is he just, maybe he's the ref? He's an extra ref or something. That's so crazy it was.
Sometimes you see that. I mean, obviously he might have had an injury or just having a bad game.
He started.
So there are players that they might be brilliant trainers throughout the week, and the manager's like, he's going to do me a job on Saturday, and he plays Saturday, and he's not quite the same as he was in the training.
like Xhaka.
He might be an unbelievable trainer, do you know what I mean? So I think sometimes when you see people on the Saturday, you're like, how the hell is he playing? He's doing something during the week, or he's got that might be an attitude reason why he's there.
So that's another question I always ask these guys. What makes you be a professional footballer? What's the difference between, because I've known players that in my eyes should be playing professional or should have been playing, but they're not, and I see people like, for example, Lukaku. Lukaku is a great goal scorer, but his touch is below conference. Below.
But he gets you goals.
That's the important one. But you're at a top level. You should, like you said, the higher you are, the more experienced and technically gifted you should be. How does he get to a Prem, let alone Champions League, like big teams with no touch?
Obviously, like you said, he's a goal scorer, so if you could put the man around him who's going to control the ball and bring the ball down. So the higher up you go, obviously most levels, you're good at what you do, and then you get subsidised with people around you. So obviously if he's just an unbelievable goal scorer, you're not going to be smashing the ball up to him for him to control. You're going to be whipping the ball in the box, putting the ball over the top for him to run through and score. So I think it's just obviously desire as well. And obviously there's players that I've played with that have been really good throughout the years, and then you see them fall off or they don't make it. But a lot of it is down to your desire, determination. You know, we get knocked back in this industry. In a lot of industries, you get knocked back in this. Can you come back from that? Can you be told no? or you get disheartened and give up. So there's a lot of that in football. So it's about your mental toughness as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm glad you spoke about that subject there, because obviously recently you played your 100th game for Torquay United.
Yeah.
And in the FA Cup game against Maidstone. Maidstone, yeah. Unfortunately, you suffered an injury. It was a bit sweet moment. You want to tell us a bit about that moment?
Yeah, it was a crazy one because the guy that does the Torquay United podcast, he was talking about it's my 100th appearance coming up for the club, and I didn't know. I thought it was maybe 10 games from then, but he said it's coming up now. So he mentioned something about an injury. He said, obviously bearing in mind you don't get injured in training or something. I said, no, I'll be all right. So then 20 minutes into the game, with 1-0 down, I've tried to get onto a through ball, and then I've shot. It's on AstroTurf. Guys come in a bit late, and my foot's basically broke a fibula bone in my lower leg. So it's a bit of an annoying one. Obviously got stretchered off and all that stuff. So I'm in the process of recovering from that. But again, it's part of it. So now I've got to keep fit, get mentally right, and get back playing as soon as I can, really. So that's another part of football that people don't see.
Yeah.
How long are you out for?
Probably another 6 to 7 weeks. Yeah. So.
Are you using like hypothetical chambers and things
Yeah,
like
well,
this?
not at that level, but that's in the Prem we use all that. But nah, as you get older, you know what to do. There's obviously food you can eat.
Yeah.
We've got internet now. We can search various different things, and I think that's why you see players playing for a lot longer now, because we've got so much different avenues and things we can turn to play for longer and stuff. So I think we're in a good day and age for it. Do you know what I mean? Maybe 25, 30 years ago, players were eating fish and chips for like pre-match meals and stuff. You know what I mean?
True.
No protein shakes after games and that. But yeah, it's good.
So I'm sure a lot of us grew up watching Soccer AM, and you playing for Torquay United, obviously Helen Chamberlain.
Yeah.
Do you ever see her at the game? You ever met her?
To be fair, I heard she's a massive fan, but I've never seen her.
No?
Nah. So not that I'm looking out for her. But I don't really see her too often. So I think maybe a few years ago she maybe had some stakes in the club or something. I think. Don't hold me to that. But I don't really see her too often. But she got Torquay tattooed on her arm, I heard, and stuff. So
that's good enough.
So.
It's official.
But no, Torquay's a massive club.
Yeah.
Like, when I went there, I knew it had a bit of history, but it's till you're down in Devon, you kind of see the support, and the away support is magnificent for a conference team. We get last season we were getting like 3,000, 2,000 away travellers, So I really enjoy playing for Torquay. It's a quality club.
What's the capacity at the stadium, the home stadium?
I think it's about maybe 5,500, 6,000. I think, with all the standing. I think we got the highest league attendance last season, the last game of the season, because obviously we won the conference out, so the fans were turning up in numbers. This season's been okay, but it could be better. But I think still a long season, still a lot more to go.
So we're going to talk about obviously Torquay at the moment in terms of form at the moment. You said obviously they lost the last 6 games now, is it?
Yes, we've been kind of hit with a bit of I wouldn't say curse, but there's been a few players this season that have struggled with. We've had a couple of our top players getting kind of injury problems, and the team was doing all right, and then I'm like one of the oldest guys in the team now, so take away my age, the average age was 23, so the team's not really got that experience just yet.
I would say, are you Man United in disguise, mate?
To be fair, I support Man United. We'll get to that probably.
We'll get to that.
Not as much anymore. But I'm not a glory hunter or anything. But and it's not been going so well the past few weeks. But a month ago we were 2 points on the top, and now we're 13 points on the top. So things change quite quickly. Another month from now,
what standard it could always chop and change.
Yeah. That's the thing especially with the conference. A lot of teams could beat any team could beat anyone, as they say. It's obviously got to be a consistent thing. But when you got the Prem, Brighton ain't going to be beating Man City. Do you know what I mean? In the conference, the team at the top could lose to the team at the bottom. So like that kind of thing.
Obviously, they played last night away to Harringate Town.
Yeah.
Lost 2-1. I don't know who's got the goals in that game.
Yeah. We got a penalty.
Yeah, you got a penalty.
Reed,
yeah.
scored, yeah.
Obviously, I mean, you're looking at the league table now. You guys are 11th. Do you still believe you got a chance of maybe reaching the playoffs or something like that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I keep going back to last season. Woking were 10 points ahead of us, and Woking, deep down, mate, they probably thought they'd won the league. This was kind of January times, and then obviously, you know, the gaffer basically said to us, "Do you guys really want it?" And you know, we went on a crazy run. We ended up winning the league by 10 points come the end of the season. So I think a lot of the players are still there from last season. So the mindset is once we get a run, even before we lost the 6 games in a row, we hadn't lost in, you know, we won our last 7 in the 8 games. So it's a fine line. And if you get on a run, there's no stopping. You can win 5, 6 games, and then the whole dynamic changes, and then you're in playoffs, and then looking at the team at the top of the league. So, you know, I don't think the season's over just yet.
Another question I'd like to ask. Obviously, you play for a lot of teams, Northampton and stuff like that, Coventry. What's that one player you've enjoyed playing alongside? What stands out for you?
Played with a couple of decent players, but the one, and it's not just because he's known in the spotlight now, but Bayo Akinfenwa.
Yeah.
Like,
What you say that?
Yeah, no, he's my guy though. He's a good guy. He's like a friendly giant, but he was easy to play. You see how big and strong he is. You could just smash the ball up to him. He holds off 3 defenders. You just run off of him. It was literally that simple. He wins his flick-ons. So I used to play, obviously, back in the wing when I used to play with him back in the day. So it was literally just, you know, he's going to turn and hold off players and put you through. So I used to just enjoy playing with him. He made it quite easy. And he's 36, 37 now, and still kind of doing the same thing. So
He reached what his 50th career goal there.
I think it's at Wickham. Wickham are looking like at the top of the one at the moment, aren't they? So he's still doing what he's been doing all these years. Yeah, he's a nice guy.
For a player that big, you wouldn't expect him to have a decent touch that he does, and he's got a decent shot as well.
Yeah,
decent in the air as well.
Yeah. Do you think it's a shame that early in his career he didn't reach higher levels, Championship, maybe even Prem, maybe?
Yeah. Well, I think with football, you kind of sometimes you get judged on how you look. He would be the first to me. He's not the most athletical player, but he's good at, like we're saying about the Lukaku thing, he's good at what he does. So he knows he's good in the air. He knows he's not going to be sprinting in channels. He knows he's going to be holding up the ball and stuff. So, you know, maybe in the Premier League you might need to be more athletical. Maybe in the Championship you might need to be a bit more intelligent and stuff. So I think he's probably played at the level that he is, and you know, he's a very effective player. He does. But yeah, he definitely ain't running channels. But there was one time. There was one time for Northampton. I remember him sprinting back, chasing the fullback. Chased him. The fullback was so scared he ran off the pitch with the ball, and he got a standing ovation just because he sprinted like 25, 30 yards to get back. But yeah, nah, he's like you see on TV. You see him a lot now in the public eye. He's a real nice guy. One of the better characters I've met in football, to be fair.